You know, I didn't think I was ever actually gonna get into a position where I have to say this, but liking my videos will not guarantee you a legendary on your next poll. But there's only one way to find out for sure. Okay, so what we have here is we have the dev Q&A on the Plarium forums, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of go through it here and try to break it down and kind of give you my opinion on their answers as we go through. So we're gonna go through this and try to make a decent speed at it. We're gonna read their beginning here. Hello, guys and gals. Since the last time we posted a summary of our meeting with the game design department representatives, we've had a lot of time to collect and analyze a quite significant number of prominent suggestions. The list of the matters are being talked about by the players, yada yada. Basically, this is the important list. So this is the things that all of us feel the need to really have changed in the game. So this is the important list, guys. So suggestion 1, increase the number of small potions on stage 15 dungeons. I think this, right off the bat, this question was actually just increase the potions, not small potions. And it says we're planning to increase the minimum number of small potions from 3 to 7. It's already 7, so you can actually already get 7 small potions. So unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I posted 7 small potions from 15 before. They say they're gonna do that at 114. So that one's already in the game, I think. I'm not okay. Mulligan on that one. Suggestion 2: endless HP for CBs. This is very important because not everyone can get the chest. We do want something for the scarcity of HP on CB. Thus, we are checking and looking into all possible variants. Cool, to satisfy all players. Endless HP for CB is one of them. Good. And it's very likely that we will implement that. Good. First, though, we will bring changes that we have already announced in the CB area and get to resolving the HP question a little bit later. So they're basically saying it's going to be a little bit of time before they get to this. They're working on the unkillable change and nerfing that type of stuff. I think hopefully this is sooner rather than later, but this is a positive response. Endless HP for clan boss would be a big one. If I had to say, just based upon the little bit of information I have, I would most likely see this HP change once they add something else of value to the game, so they don't care about this as much. Most likely when we see the next new clan boss, I bet they'll add endless HP for the other clan boss is just being a realist here. Okay, suggestion 3, give something for utilizing duplicates. This is my number 1 complaint currently now that the item filtering is being worked on. We have planned an amazing feature that would turn duplicates into benefits instead of a disappointment. That is interesting. So let's keep that in mind as we go through. There's something that they're going to be adding for duplicates that'll be a benefit instead of a disappointment. Keyword benefit here. So suggestion 4, a warning when inbox is full. Okay, that might be kind of nice. There are several options. We can deal with this. We'll think this through. I don't really think this needs much of a think. I think you just add a warning. Show champs from the vault in the fusion tab. Yeah, this is a great update. This will be added, they say. Let's see, rewards in Gold 4 tier. Now, this is the one we just talked about, or I showed you guys. The Gold 4 tier rewards are currently not so great unless you get really lucky with the rows like I just did, and here's their response. We've discussed this question multiple times and still haven't made the final decision. We thought about creating brackets in Gold tier like Platinum tier with 300 places in it to improve the rewards for Gold 4, but we're not sure if such a feature can please most of the player base. That's probably a fair response. Thus, the question about rewards in Gold 4 tier is still open, and we will keep thinking about what we can do here. Personally, I would rather see something done with Platinum Arena. Gold 4 rewards are not great, but I think all they have to do to make them good is add the occasional rare, void, sacred type of drops in those shards, maybe bump those up a little bit, remove the commonality of rare tombs. And keep in mind while I say that, remove the commonality of like rare books, because we're going to be talking about that a little bit later in this patch too, so have rare books in your mind. So they basically said they're still thinking about it, okay? Still thinking about it in the future is typically the tonality of most Q&As. It will be frustrating when you read most dev Q&As, but they can't promise stuff, so they're always going to say in the future, we're thinking about it. No matter what game, most of the time, that's their responses. So you have to really read between the lines here. Suggestion 3, sell accessories right after battle. This is for the Spider Dungeon. And yes, that's something we are planning to do very soon. That's just a great update because as it stands, if you're farming Spider, then overnight or something, you can then sell them, when you get together. But if you're trying to actually manually play the game, like actually play the game, selling them independently, especially for streamers. Like when I'm sitting here streaming the game and I'm doing Spider or something, not being able to sell, it's kind of a bummer because I have to go back out and find it and see which ones I like, etc. So random fusion, this is another interesting topic. Fuse 3 champions of the same rank to get one of the same rank bad luck counter. So this is essentially another type of like duplicates thing, or even not duplicates. You just take bad ones and crunch them. And they say their answer to this is, we know that it's practiced in some other games of this genre, and we'll think about possible variants. However, this is not on the list of priorities. This is a no. They are not going to take 3 random characters into another random character. This will never be in the game. I'll tell you guys this right now. This will never happen. So suggestion 9, remove rare books from Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare chests. Now, this is very important. Keep your eyes peeled and ears peeled here on their responses, because we need to read between the lines. Yes, we will remove them from the last chest on Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. This is a good buff for us. However, we would like to inform you that according to our plan, the value of our rare champions and rare tomes for them will be noticeably increased in the future. I'm going to read that line again and break it down how they mean it. However, we would like to inform you, that according to our plan, their internal roadmap, the value, the ones we haven't seen, the value of our rare champions, the blue champions, 3-star champions, and the books with them, the value of both of those will be noticeably increased in the future. Currently, they're valuing rare books. You can kind of do the $5 for 5 books deal, and you get rare books in Platinum Arena. In my opinion, they already value these very highly. I'm not sure we need to increase the value of rare tombs or rare champions. As it stands in the game, in my personal opinion, those are already, rare tombs are already pretty highly valued in terms of drop rates. We get a lot of those. So maybe what they're trying to do is nerf how many books you get in Nightmare and Ultimate Nightmare, and for us as a buff, and then at the same time increase the cost of the rare books as the amount of them that we're receiving comes in. So maybe they see a chance to monetize rare books, because as it stands, a lot of people, like if I just cut real quick here to my game, right? And I go and I show you, hold on, Champion Chase is freaking out. Let me try to get out of this thing real quick here. If we go and I show you, come on now, any second here. And I show you, what am I doing? I'm clicking on all the wrong thing. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. If I show you the skills, I have 111 rare books, right? Most people will have a lot of rare books by the time they get any way into the game, any farther into the game, and you only really use them for things like Cold Heart, etc. I think they've realized this, and they're probably trying to work on the path to monetization for that. So let's go ahead and continue working here. So now we're on suggestion 10. Allow players to choose a priority of skills usage in auto battles. Alternative, fix existing AI problems. This is a very important thing for people as their roster develops, and the game dev response says presetting of skills usage in auto battles is something that is being in the process of creating. However, it won't be introduced in the nearest future. If they are actually already on the way of creating this is a very big change for the game and overall the health of the game in terms of which characters are usable. As it stands, a pretty good majority of the reason, it's not the majority, but pretty good chunk of the reason that I don't use some characters, including legendary characters, is the way that they choose to use their moves on auto battle. For instance, I believe it was on Brad's latest legendary video, we were talking about the ranking of characters, and I was talking about how Ethos kind of makes me mad because he uses the wrong move on auto. And so this would be a way to kind of buff every character in the game simultaneously, and I think this would be a fantastic buff. Now, important notice, Septimus's A2 on auto will be fixed right after release of 1.13. We will also be preparing other AI fixes for the closest releases. I've been very vocal about Rosin and Nethro getting completely gutted in Clan Boss, and these are changes that will help, hopefully, when they fix that. Okay, so moving on to suggestion 11. Clan currency, clan shop, based on the clan position in the global rating. We do have a lot of plans similar to this suggestion on developing the clan area, and we are working on them. So essentially, this question is just asking for revenue streams or benefits for having any ranking at all in the clan. As it stands, I could probably build a pretty strong clan with the Whale Pod if I really started pick and choosing who could come in. There's no reason to do that. So they are considering working on a way to improve that. Suggestion 12, artifact presets. So this is, you can swap from like my PvP to my PvE set of gear, for instance. And the dev response is, we have some high priority artifacts related tasks on the table. You may have seen this in the spoilers in our official Discord. They're referring to item filtering. So we're not sure about this one for now, but we'll keep this in mind. So this is not coming as of the artifact filtering, but we're just receiving the filtering, and maybe in the future, probably not. So, suggestion 13, notification that the limit of turns in the battle has been reached. This is referring to clan boss, so that when you hit the 150 turn limit, soon to be the 50 turn limit for unkillable buffs anyway, they're going to be showing that number of clan boss turns so you don't have to mentally track it. That would be nice. Suggestion 14, expand the main champion storage. You know how it's 300 in the vault now, but still 100 in the main. Just add more. They said they'll try to make it happen. They're debating if they should make this happen because every time you give people free storage, it doesn't decrease monetization. So suggestion 15, add a copy of the clipboard feature when messaging the in-game chat. This will never happen. The reason this will never happen is it's just going to do spam bots. It's a good thing they don't have this. It might be nice for like clan recruiting and things, but they should not have this in the game. Suggestion 16, more free auto battles. This should be added and should have been added a while ago, in my opinion. And we will double the number of battles in the multi-battle and campaign, both free and subscriptions in release 113. This means free people will now have 30 auto battles and subscription will now have 80. That is a much necessary needed to add, in my opinion. Auto battles are a cool feature. It doesn't really make sense that we don't have it all the time in campaign if you have the raid pass. I understand they probably want people actually in the game, so when pop-up offers and stuff happen, they're more likely to spend money. That's probably the counterpoint. Suggestion 17, search champion by name in the index. This would be cool. This would be a cool buff. If said we'll think about it, probably just a time effort thing. Suggestion 18, friends list, direct messages. I would like this personally for a friends list. There's not really a big sense of community in the game. There's a sense of community outside the game, but we as a community have to develop that culture. Inside of the game, there's really only the individual channels. I would like this feature. The response to it is the friends feature is in the planning stages right now, so it's a bit too early to talk about details. We want to make certain the in-game friends feature has a meaning, and as such, we will look into the ways of providing that meaning. But this is definitely one of the features that we plan to add in the future. So essentially they're saying yes, but maybe not right now. Gotta stop saying essentially so much, guys. You can call me out in comments for that. Suggestion 19, push notification for CB leader and deputies when someone joins or leaves. So basically they don't mean clan boss, they mean like clan leaders, so that the clan leaders will know if someone leaves or joins the clan. A minor thing would be cool. Add more deputies to the clan. There's just more officers. Sure. Add mystery shards to the Nightmare campaign. No problem. We'll add them. So this is twofold. This is one, it's horrible for players that are not in-game players, and two, it's really good for players that are in-game players. So the only people this benefits is people that are farming the Nightmare campaign during like champion training events and you run out of mystery shards. That's the only person that benefits. Other than that, this is actually bad because if for the newer player who's just like trying to farm boots or something and they just made it to Nightmare campaign, they're not trying to get mystery shards. I don't like this change. I have 5,000 mystery shards. I am an in-game well. I would say that the reason I have so many shards is because I am a well. I do spend money on chickens, so maybe it is a better benefit. But for me, in my position, I don't see how this is a good change. I would rather have the silver every round than mystery shards that require silver to open them just to level 1 and 2-star foods. Most people, I feel, are not in the position where they need unlimited amounts of mystery shards, especially if you're farming. Or not farming, but especially if you're trying to push into the Nightmare campaign. So I really only see this as a very good change for people in the in-game, but not a good change for everyone else. So this can seem mirrored in the comments by people saying, why would you add mystery shards to Nightmare? And then you have some people out here saying that, no, you actually want mystery shards to Nightmare because while I was farming Lysandra from the champion training tournament, I ran out of shards. So you have people that are basically farming 50, 60, 70,000 a point saying, yeah, I'm running out of shards. And you have everyone else saying, I don't understand why this is added. So I'm right in the middle. Okay, suggestion 22, new auras with debuffs. Decrease defense for arena only, all other locations, debuff resistance, speed, etc. They said that's an interesting idea. They'll think about it. Then suggestion 23, activate the inbox resources that are about to expire automatically. Again, they say they'll think about it. They'll think this is a weird one for me. Just PR reasons. I would have had a better response because this is a very obvious response of the only reason you would not do this is so that the rewards expire, right? They're literally expiring, just activate them. I think they're just going to think about it because this is a form of rake. So expiring resources are a small rake to the house, and you probably don't want to change that. So I can understand that. Suggestion 24, Minnow Tournament. It's in our plans, but can't say yet if we'll be able to launch it anytime soon. Might be some technical reason for that. Maybe they can't really detect how many scrolls you're picking up. Maybe that's something. I don't know. Maybe they have to write something into that. It's probably easier for them just to rehash the old tournaments. I don't even know if I really want a Minnow tournament. I mean, this might not be a tournament that many people do if it was a Minotaur tournament, unless most new players would compete for that one. So maybe it'd be good for them. Convert champions into chickens. This is my least favorite response. I'm just going to read it and let you guys feel how you feel about this one. Every champion has a unique personality. We would not want to hurt their feelings and to convert them into food. We don't convert champions into food, guys. We don't think it'll happen, especially if we expand the main champion storage. So a little tilting. One is they make a joke to kind of, relieve the pressure of the fact they're saying, hey, if we give you storage, we don't want to give you food turning also. That's kind of a bummer. I wish it was. There's two things. One of which is they're actually being very clear. It's a little annoying because they're making a joke, but this is actually clear communication. Believe it or not, that's the kind of stuff you want to hear from dev. And the reason is because they're just being honest. Like they're saying, hey, we don't think it'll happen, especially if we give you something, especially if we expand main champion storage. Because that's not a technical thing. There's no reason that if they expand storage, they couldn't do it. They didn't say there's a technical, all they said is, if we expand storage, we don't think it'll happen. And because we're going to give you more room, we don't want to also give you more room and give you a way to crunch bad characters into holding them as chickens. This will give you too much room entirely, which means more than likely you'll eventually not make mistakes when it comes to crunching characters, which are kind of important overall for small terms of monetization. Now, I would prefer them to be honest in this situation like they're being. I would maybe, if I really, really, really wanted them to be even more honest, which would never happen, they'd say, well, we're trying to give you champion storage. We don't want to give you the ability to have both because, that's just too much. But, I'll let you guys feel how you feel. This is the one for me that I was the most a little annoyed about because they were so bluntly honest about the champion storage thing. But, I'm not going to get worked up about it. It is what it is. To be honest, I'm not worried as much about storage anymore these days because we do have a little bit more storage. It has relieved some of the pressure. I think adding some more champion storage would probably make it easier. What I really, really think what would stop me from being mad about this? I think the best medium, the best in the middle solution for this here would be that what if you just allow us to swap things in our vault back and forth? So for the biggest problem I have right now is just moving things from my vault to my main storage. Extra storage will fix that problem for about 30 minutes. But if I had a way of just taking characters that I don't want and swapping them with the ones I do want in the vault, this would make me, one, no longer angry. I'm not really even angry, no longer annoyed by this answer at all. And I would be perfectly happy with just being able to do that because it's not really the amount of storage I have. It's the accessibility with which that storage is usable. And that's really my main problem. So let's move on. I've talked about that one enough. Suggestion 26, reviewing Raid Pass subscription privileges. There are some improvements coming in Raid Pass in Release 113. I'm assuming they're talking about doubling it. That's what they've said. If there's anything else coming, that would be cool. I haven't heard anything about that on the inside. Suggestion 27, label champions somehow to be able to distinguish duplicates. This would be very nice. Thanks for suggestion. We'll think about it. So another think about it, but that would be a nice thing. Suggestion 28, champions which are fully skilled should have a visual in their icon, for example, a green S on the top right. Okay, so this is the most important. Pay attention to their response. I'm going to zoom in here. This is the most important response of all of it. It sounds very interesting, but we won't do it due to our future plans. We're planning to add one more way to improve our champions. It has nothing to do with ascending, masteries, and skill tomes. So this is a way of the visual cue will be... Okay, so you get it? You see what they're saying? They're going to add another future plan to improve our champions. So we're going to be able to improve our champions in another way. Okay, so it has nothing to do with ascending masteries and skill tomes. So is it 7-star? Are we getting a 7-star? If it's not 7-star, something else it could in fact be is, remember where they mentioned duplicates. that there, if we go back up here, okay, and we scroll up to the duplicates, right? Wait for it. Let's find here. I want to make a point here. So if we go up, okay, fuse, champions, something for duplicates. We have planned an amazing feature that will tune duplicates into benefits instead of a disappointment. Now, there's a feature in mini games of dumping resources into a certain... let me move this monitor down here. Dumping resources into a certain part of the character's skill or what have you that's unlimited, meaning you can just keep powering them up. I think what's personally going to happen here, and I'm shooting from the hip here, I think you're going to be able to take duplicates, and I think you're going to be able to take those duplicates and crunch them into the same duplicate to power that one up again and give them like a red star or something, kind of like Marvel Strike Force or like the relic system from Star Wars. I think if I have 2 rays, I'm going to be able to take the option of either having 2 rays or having 1 ray that's stronger. I think that's what's going to happen here. And the reason for this is it fits everything. It's going to fit the fixing duplications, which people are complaining about, even though we kind of want, you know, a row of new legendary, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is going to happen. And it's also going to fix the issue where they are probably looking for a way to remove multiple duplicates. So, you know, champions should have a way to distinguish themselves. I think they're talking about this now because it's not going to be a problem because you're going to be crunching your duplicates into each other. I think that's what's coming. I'm shooting from the hip, calling my shot. You know, this is probably a good time to say a rest in peace to the boy Kobe. You know, I've been calling my shot. Every time I shoot garbage in the trash, I say Kobe or something. And I'm gonna carry that with me. I'm never saying Jordan again. I'm never saying Jordan fades back. He shoots nothing. I'm only saying Kobe. And for the rest of my life, that's how I'm going to, you know, contribute to that. Kind of out of the way of the topic. But let's move on here. Okay, so we've talked about that enough. Number 9, review market. Yes, we are already considering possible variants of improving the market by adding more resources and ways to utilize them. This is good. Market's useless. Add the feature to compose and sort groups for arena, dungeons, clan boss, faction wars. Add the feature to compose and sort groups for arena, dungeon, clan boss, faction. This is one of the features we're planning to add in the future, of course. So basically just, I think this is organization of your home screen is what this sounds like. I'm not, oh no, this is, this is organization of your characters. So you can like save compositions. That would be a nice change. Make it possible to buy offers for gifting them to other players. Sounds stream will keep this idea for further consideration. I would love this. This would be great content. I'm at the point where I don't need to purchase stuff for my account as much anymore. It would be fantastic if I could start like just gifting out packs to people, in the Twitch stream and then opening the shards for them. That would be good content. People would love that. It would probably help with my subscriptions. This would be something I would love to have changed just for selfish reasons. Suggestion 32, add 5 more stages to the Minotaur Dungeon and Potion Keeps. I would love this, but they said that's not their plans. Especially since we're going to increase the minimum amount of small potions on stage 15, we don't see an urgent need in creating higher stages. There is, in fact, an urgent need. The small potions are already on 7, I believe, on stage 15. So moral damage when good or bad factions are banded together. For example, Dark Elves and High Elves in the same team result in negative 10 speed. This is a horrible suggestion. This is something we need to think about. Thanks. They basically realize it's a horrible suggestion. And then another bad one, a hatred system, for example, Elhain and Berserker are mortal enemies and thus would deal 150% damage to each other. This one also sounds really cool. We will not let it go and know this. So they're going to let it go and know this. So that is the Q&A. Tidbits to pick up is maybe we're going to see a 7-star. Maybe we're going to see duplicates crunch into each other to power it up. We might get some more storage. Are the fact precepts are being kept in mind? The AIs will be changed and we'll be able to fix that. They're increasing how much they value their rare champions and books. So increase probably a monetization increase for that. Random fuses for a new champion won't be coming to the game. Selling accessories after battle will be. Rewards for Gold 4 are not going to be improved. It's still open, they say, but it's probably not going to be improved from what I've seen. Show champs in the vault are going to be added. Yeah, that's basically the highlights, guys. Let me know what you thought about this Q&A. They answered a lot of questions. All of the questions that we as mods basically wanted them to answer were in this. to be fair, they didn't really skirt around the questions too much. They did a lot of we'll think about it for the questions that they didn't want to answer, but they did their best to answer them with as much honesty as mobile gaming companies really can. If you read between the lines, we got as much information as we really need from this Q&A. I actually kind of like this Q&A. We may not got the answers we wanted, but we got a lot of answers regardless. So in my opinion, to wrap it up and give my just 2 cents about this is that, I think it's good Q&A. I would like to see more of these because it answered a lot of questions for me personally. So I would just like to see more of these because I feel more comfortable after the Q&A, even though maybe they didn't answer it with the answers that I would have liked to hear. I actually feel more comfortable just afterwards hearing it because it sounds like reading between the lines, it sounds like there's a lot, they're actually like working on stuff, which is what we want to hear because most of us kind of get worried. They just kind of like sit around and farm the money, which just doesn't sound like that's what they're doing. So shout out for the Q&A. Thanks, guys. Please do more of these. I guarantee you the community loves to see them. Okay, please like, comment, and sub. This was nearly a half-hour video, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.